Hello, this is History Literacy Ready, Unit 1, Lesson 10, Analyzing Political Cartoons. In this lesson, students are going to analyze Bill Malden's political cartoons about the Civil Rights Unit. And they're going to use a political cartoon analysis guide. They're going to have some information about the source and context of each of the cartoons. And they are going to use their knowledge about historical claims. By the end of the lesson, you want students to be able to describe those techniques that are used by political cartoonists, such as exaggeration, symbolism, labeling, and analogy. These are used by those cartoonists to make their points. You want students to look at the materials they have already used. So for instance, the chapter, the particular documents they have looked at, to help them figure out the context of the cartoons. For example, if one of the cartoons was up at a particular date, they could go back to the materials, including their timeline. They could figure out what activities were happening at that date. And that's a way they could figure out perhaps the perspective of the cartoonist in that cartoon. Also, the publication source might be important. And what they want to know is what was going on at the time and how that might have influenced what the cartoon has to say. There are some possible interpretations of the cartoons, and those are on page 139 and 140 of the teacher's guide. It would help if you looked at these prior to actually working with students, and once they come up with their answers to their interpretations of the cartoons themselves, then you can check those interpretations against the ones on those pages. However, there are all kinds of interpretations that can be made about these cartoons, and other answers that make sense are also acceptable. So the lesson is fairly straightforward. It's going to be one that might be hard for students to do because they're not really used to looking at political cartoons. It's something that they often lack background for and is actually kind of hard, but we hope that the activities in this lesson help them break the process down into something that is manageable for them and something that can be enjoyable. So I wish you success with your lesson.